Reading from 2 Corinthians chapter 3, beginning at verse 12. It says, "Therefore, since we have such a hope, we are very bold. We are not like Moses, who put a veil over his face to keep the Israelites from gazing at it while the radiance was fading away. But their minds were made dull, for to this day the same veil remains when the old covenant is read. It has not been removed because only in Christ is it taken away. Even to this day, when Moses is read, a veil covers their hearts. But whenever anyone turns to the Lord, the veil is taken away. Now the Lord is Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And we, who with unveiled faces all reflect the Lord's glory, are being transformed into his likeness with an ever-increasing glory, which comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit." So we are a reflection of Christ. We who with unveiled faces all reflect the Lord's glory. We get to reflect who Christ is to the world. Paul has been talking about in 2 Corinthians chapter 3 that we are ministers of a new covenant, and that we get to be this vessel that God uses to bring the good news to the world around us. So my question for you today, and for me, is what are we reflecting? Are we reflecting ourselves? Are we reflecting what is desiring of us? Or are we reflecting the glory of God? What do people see when they look at you and your life? What do they see when they look at your attitude? What do they see when they look at your face? What do they see when they look at your life and what you are about? And do they see Jesus? Because the world is looking at us. Especially in times like these, the world ought to be looking at us. What are we reflecting? Are we reflecting his love and his grace and his mercy and his justice? Or are we just reflecting our agenda and what we want to have happen? I'm afraid sometimes we are so caught up in the things that we think are important. But the most important thing is that we would be a reflection of God's grace. So there are people all around us who are searching. I wrote this song a few years ago. I can't even remember when I wrote it. But it asks the question, and it talks about, what do people see when they look at me? I want them to see Jesus in me, that I might point them to Christ and to Calvary. Not to me, but to Christ and to Calvary. Amen.